The producers of Ricochet Television contacted me about a year ago because they were looking for a host for this show, Fat March. Did anybody see it was on for like 2 nights and then it was gone? Nobody saw this? So this is where you have to, they take these morbidly obese people, they all weigh like over 400 pounds, and they make them walk like, I don't know what it was, 70 miles a day or something for like 6 weeks, you know, crazy. Anyway, they were looking, you know, I didn't audition, but I kind of gave them my resume to be like the, whatever, the celebrity, that was a tricky moment for me because there was a lot of money involved, but then you'd have to do that. And so I'm glad that it just never happened. I didn't have to go through that. So doctors always tell you walking's the best exercise. I always thought it was locomotion. Look how complicated this can get. That could be confusing. That could be confusing. People are confused. This is why people never adopt an athletic mindset. Now here's a good one, okay? We have some great nutritionists speaking this weekend, and you guys are going to be jonesing over these slides I have, okay? You guys all use this, right? Cooking spray, Pam. I just use butter. But look, fat-free. So then you say, how could that be fat-free? I'm going to look at the label. So then you look at the thing, total fat, 0 grams. This is a can of liquid fat, and it says it's fat-free. How do they do this? The serving size is 1/3 of a second. I mean, nobody has enough fast twitch fibers in their finger for 1/3 of a second. It's never. The moment you go over 1/3 of a second, and Lonnie and Cassandra and Dave probably know the specifics of this. I don't know how big the serving size has to get to where they can't call it fat-free. So here is a can of liquid fat and it's promoted as fat-free. That could be confusing. All right, so what is this product? You know what it is. Come on, man. Like you don't eat Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza, right? That's what stuffed crust pizza, right? So the crust is hollow and there's like a tube of cheese in there. And I remember when this first came out, I think this came out in the late 70s or early 80s, and I remember looking at that and like, I swear that reminds me of like, it's just bringing up some kind of like recognition or memory of something. And then I finally realized that it was reminding me of a Discovery special I saw on heart disease, like, and an occluded artery, right? Look, it's the same thing. It's like art imitates life. If you eat the crap, your arteries will become that, right? So your arteries become like stuffed crust pizza. It's too good. Now, once in a while, companies come out with products that I just think are completely irresponsible. This is one of them. Just came out. And, you know, the marketing they do to little kids, I think, is criminal. I just think it's outrageous. That could be confusing. So look. Think about this just for a second. If your life is defined by guilt, self-loathing, restriction, what's your perfect diet? Just tell me, what is the perfect diet for an exerciser? It's so easy. You've just become a vegetarian. You just take out all foods that are good for you and taste good, and you can eat the rest. There's your perfect diet. Okay? There's a lot of guilt, man. There's a lot of guilt with this. And you are also punishing yourself, which is even better. So now you don't have to feel guilty about killing the animals, but you are now absolving your own guilt by just living a life that sucks. I was a vegetarian for 7 years, by the way, so I can say this. And then it's not enough that you're a vegetarian, you got to make your freaking kids be vegetarians. I mean, come on. Why would you do that? And not only this, here's how bad this gets. Now you make your pets become vegetarians. You know, look at this. Green beans, carrots, and wild rice. Think about this. Your dog. Do you think, do me a favor, put a carrot in front of your dog and see if he's going to eat the carrot. He will not eat the carrot. They put gravy on this or something. Your dog will never eat a carrot. Okay? Vegetarian cat food. Look, man, this is what your cat wants to eat. Okay? This is just a little biology lesson for you guys. Now, look, I love animals, don't get me wrong, but people go a little overboard with this stuff. You always hear this stuff about, you know, how badly Kentucky Fried Chicken treats the animals and they cut the bills off and, you know, don't get me wrong, but have you ever spent time around chickens? They're freaking nasty animals. And let me give you just a little biology lesson. If you were the size of a chicken and the chicken was the size of you, you're toast, man. That chicken will kill you and eat you like as fast as anything. So, you know, it's just a chicken, okay? Just relax. So then what happens is, then it becomes like vegetarianism is not even enough. Now you have to eat the vegetables raw. You're not even allowed to cook. Because if you cook the vegetables, you might enjoy them a little more, and that's bad. Okay? Do you follow this? You know? Let me give you another biology lesson. See that carrot? I mean this literally. If this carrot could figure out a way to kill you and eat you, it would. This is the way of biology. And if you don't believe me, here is a plant that over eons has evolved to the point where it can eat meat. Even the plant will eat meat, but you won't. Okay? The plant, give it enough time, it'll get to the point where it can eat you too. By the way, I always love to point out to people when they talk about raw food diets, do you know what one of the major markers of advanced civilizations is? Cooking. That's what distinguishes advanced civilizations from primitive civilizations. Cooking. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad idea at all. Now check this out. This is a good one, okay? Nobody's drinking anything? Check this out. This is just beautiful.
Deep in the woods of North Carolina, an extremist...
That's what they're crying over.
Violation of American nature.
I want to learn the laws!
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, the old grove! Freedom!
This is real.
And tell them that we love them and that we don't want them to die. That there are some people here who do care. So I want you to know that, trees. That we care.
I think we are deeply hurting in America. I think we are deeply craving answers. I think that we've lost our identity.
How good is that?
As we have evolved into technology and into industrialized society. Bring me to those guys. Bring me to this rock that has the most incredible life. That makes me feel alive.
I've looked at clear cuts and burnt forest, and I felt outraged, but I didn't scream and I didn't cry. And I need to.
That's a lot of guilt. That's a lot of guilt, man. You saw the little, if you just heard this, you'd think they were like mourning a sequoia tree or something. It was this little tree stump. That's a lot of guilt. Did you notice what she said? She goes, I need to cry. I need to learn to cry. It's so counterintuitive and so against every fiber of your DNA that you have to somehow trick yourself into doing it. That's a lot of guilt. Okay.